Louisiana Senator David Vitter, the hooker guy, has signed on to a Tea Party candidate's pledge, one put out by the North Central Louisiana Tea Party Patriots. The senator, of course, is most famous for running for office on the basis of his family values and calling on President Clinton to be impeached for his sexual immorality before Senator Vitter himself got caught out as a client of the D.C. Maddow, hence the whole hooker guy thing. Instead of resigning, Senator Vitter is running for re-election and again trying to run as a family values guy. In the North Central Louisiana Tea Party Patriots pledge, Senator Vitter, among other things, promises to, quote, conduct myself personally and professionally in a morally and socially appropriate manner. And if I don't, didn't seem to matter too much when I got caught for that before. Where do I sign? But that I promise to not be a hooker guy anymore pledge is not the only one. Dick Armey, the former House Majority Leader and current chairman of the corporate-funded Beltway pressure group Freedom Works, announced this week that nationally, the inchoate but impassioned movement of American conservatives known as the Tea Party will get a manifesto of their own, courtesy of Dick Armey and his new co-written book, Give Us Liberty, a Tea Party Manifesto. Whether the inchoate but impassioned masses will rally around his manifesto remains to be seen. Because there are so many others to choose from this year. Remember, there was also the Mount Vernon statement signed by conservative leaders in February. And there was the Contract from America, created by Tea Party activists online somehow. There's that one. Not to be confused with the Contract with America, Part 2, floated by Newt Gingrich, apparently because the first one is done and good and stuff. That's this one here. All right. Stay. Newt. Hey. Oh, I knew you were going to do that. There we are. Then there's something called the 7 in 11 plan from Karl Rove's Shadow RNC group, laying out 7 key legislative priorities for Republicans to run on. 7 in 11. The Crossroads group. Not to mention a proposal of sorts from the actual Republican National Committee, or at least its chairman, Michael Steele, who has his own 12-step program for the party's those 12 steps, not to be confused, actually, it should be noted, with Glenn Beck's 12 values and 9 principles that form the center of his numeric initiative. There's also Republican Congressman Paul Ryan's Roadmap for America's Future, his call to action. Sorry, guys. That was then followed by his and his friends' book-length call to action, Young Guns, which they described as a call to action that sets forth a plan for growth and opportunity and commitment. Watching the Republican Party try to find itself and remake itself post-Bush and post-McCain has made for some spectacular news watching this past year or two. Thanks to this party's soul-searching, the conservative movement has lots and lots and lots of platforms and agendas and statements and manifestos to choose from. This mess is just from the past year and a half alone. Everybody needs to sign on. How does this translate into actual electoral politics for the actual Republican Party itself? Well, back in February, Senator John McCain said Senate Republicans were working on a 10-point election year agenda. We called his office to see where that 10-point agenda is, or if it exists. They referred us to the minority leader, Mitch McConnell. His office has not gotten back to us. They never do. Whether that agenda was ever drawn up, as of right now, Senate Republicans say they are teaming up with House Republicans to draft that new agenda. House Minority Leader John Boehner promises it should come out any minute now. Quote, we don't get back to Washington until September 14th, and I would think that not too long after that, you're likely to see it. It is now September 17th, so any second now we will hopefully see exactly what the official Republican manifesto is and whether it becomes just another thing to add to these treaties tacked up to the door, or whether it meaningfully supersedes this mess in some way. I love politics.